You know, folks ask why we did a $115,000 film contest, and then now you see the White House with taxpayer money. Health and Human Services introduces a video competition to promote Obamacare for young people, because you got to find somebody who's like 12 years old and doesn't know what planet they're on, or they'll find out what a scam Obamacare is, to put out videos and then be featured on national television in Health and Human Services propaganda. Health and Human Services is really a eugenics operation. You should look that up to where it was set up to carry that garbage out. But there's an example of it. Taxpayer money, $30,000. We did $115,000 of money I really didn't have. I mean, I'm spending everything coming in here to put on a full resistance to the globalist. You can go to Infowars.com/Paul and find the hundreds of films that got made on every subject under the sun to help wake people up. That's what this is all about, is countering their propaganda. Obama goes out and gives speeches saying, I need you to get organized to come after the guns with me. I need your help. I need you to get organized to help keep Obamacare to get implemented. They don't know to wreck the healthcare system and bring the country down. I mean, that's absolutely what it's for. That's not rhetoric. We've got to go out and reach these dumbbells somehow and explain to them, look, forget the Republicans, okay? The fact is Obama is the closer for the globalists to collectivize this country for offshore corporations to implode all their competition and make us so poor we're all dependent. Do you understand what economic conquest is? Do you understand Obama has betrayed you on every single front? Here are examples, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I showed the Obama phone lady. Obama phone. He gave us a phone. He gonna do more. Remember her? I do the imitations so folks remember who I'm talking about. I flew that sweet little lady down here. She's going to be in Obama Deception too. I flew that sweet little lady down here with her husband. And the first time I showed her clips of him saying, I won't raise your payroll taxes, and then blah, 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 and then showed him later raising them, she got a tear in her eye. And she goes, he lied to me. I mean, it's sick to know that they got, with the Republicans, but it was really a Democratic initiative, so-called homeowner relief designed to milk money out of them and then set them up again and take the House. I mean, when you sit here and watch how they brutalize these idiots out there that trust them, and I've been an idiot too, I'm not trying to be mean here, but they really are abusing you. And it's like, okay, you get a phone, and you get a little bit of welfare. It's only so the globalists control the economy. And then you notice that welfare buys less and less. And then your kids are all in prison. And the families are broken up. It's the same thing they did with Native Americans, which was a British model they'd actually used in other countries like India, where you come in and you go, you can't farm this land now, you can't be here, but we're going to put you in this area. Don't worry, we're going to provide you with blankets and food. And then you give them rotten food, you give them diseased blankets, you don't let them leave the area, you create these little conflict resolution groups and then you get a group that's your toadies in the reservation that come and tattle to you, and then they're made the reservation police. They have a name for it. It's called a re-education camp. Re-education camps are there to figure out who's going to work with them, who the scum are, who gets taken on a long ride to nowhere to be shot, 20 miles away on a train in some sand pit at a quarry, who gets to be sent to a work camp because they're dumb but they'll follow orders, and who gets to get a uniform and get sent to another camp to run things. Oh, you're a good hardcore psychopath. Not too smart, but you like to abuse people. You'll do what you're told. Here's your black uniform. Man, I'm not going along with all this. I see the de-evolution the globalists have planned for this country. And I can't believe how far we've let ourselves go. In fact, coming up, I'm going to give the number out and go to your calls. But I just had the article here in front of me. It's up on drudgereport.com, where I saw it. We just put it up on Infowars.com. Of the Duck Dynasty guy, you know, the guy, evil Americans that made money with their duck call, and everybody makes fun of them because they're rich hillbillies or whatever. And so it's kind of a fun show to watch. Rednecks like it because it's interesting, but the general public likes it because it's what they put on TV to make fun of Southerners, basically. It's a type of what you'd call anti-tribalism or racism, whatever you want to call it. They're coming out saying, you know, what have we become? Well, why do we kill so many kids? who are we? And it's true. And I wish other, quote, celebrities would speak out and use their position to talk about how degenerate our society's gotten. But all of the establishment yuppies now are attacking them. But it doesn't matter because the establishment yuppies don't have an audience anymore. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. I've got the head, I guess the president of eFoods Direct coming on, our big food sponsor, but they're coming on not as an infomercial today, but for 15 minutes. I twisted his arm saying, are you hearing about big food companies getting calls from Homeland Security wanting to buy a bunch of food? And he said, yeah, no, we've been contacted too. Let me check with the board and see if we can talk about it. So he can talk about it. He's going to come on and talk about what's happening. Because we've written articles about Homeland Security not just buying bullets by the billions, but buying storable food and stuff. And, of course, they bought enough ammo, 6 million rounds. Was it 9 million? I forget. How many millions did TSA buy that came out yesterday? I know that it was enough bullets for each TSA person to shoot 9,000 plus a day for 365 days out of the year. And that's just the latest purchase. So that was a very important article. Yeah, Press TV, of all people, picked up our article. It was TSA to purchase 3.5 million rounds of ammunition. It all runs together. And the Army's buying millions of AK-47s to dry up the supply and all this. I mean, it's just out of control. So we're going to have Steve Shank of eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. I might as well make it a plug. Telling you he's coming up. Great storable food company there. They have free shipping this month. So check it out, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. I can't mention a sponsor without doing a plug for them. So that's what's coming up. The toll-free number to join us here on air on some of the issues I've just mentioned. What do you make of the announcement by the EEOC and others that the illegal aliens, they're going to make sure that none of them get deported in a secret deal with Obama? So it's already amnesty by fiat. And then my only issue is I can't go to Mexico and work. I can't go to Mexico and do whatever I want. I mean, I can go to Mexico and get shaken down and thrown in a jail cell. So why is America supposed to be wide open and give free welfare to everybody? Because we're here to get bankrupted. All that'll end once we're totally bankrupted. What's your take on that? What's your take on Senator Obama administration secretly suspended military aid to Egypt? That's what a senator's saying. That's out of the Daily Beast. Has decided to privately to act as the military takeover of Egypt was a coup, temporarily suspending most forms of military aid despite deciding not to announce publicly a coup determination, one way or another, according to a leading U.S. senator. And why are they now coming out and saying things like that? Because this is just the public enunciation or pronunciation or announcement of what the real policy is, to call it the democratization of the Middle East, to finance the Muslim Brotherhood and Al-Qaeda, to invade countries like Syria and Libya, but to politically invade areas and go to the streets and take over Egypt, and then go around killing their enemies, Muslim minorities, Christians, blowing up churches, killing police. And then CNN, Anderson Cooper says, oh, more protesters were killed today. And then you read the foreign news, it shows video of them throwing Molotov cocktails at the police stations, shooting police, They killed 20-something yesterday. In fact, I have the, let me just not mention it. Let me just show you the article. London Guardian, Egypt, massacre of police raises fears of growing jihad activity in the Sinai. 25 military people killed, executed in Sinai Desert after days of bloodshed in which hundreds of Muslim Brotherhood supporters have died. And then also the Muslim Brotherhood folks got caught doing on what this weekend, Kurt Nimmo put the video up on Infowars.com, but nobody else I've seen in press has covered it. And I think that warrants an article, a fake massacre video. I mean, it's clearly fake, and they caught the jihadis doing that in Syria on CNN in a live feed that the Russians recorded and released, going, okay, now I do fake shooting, huh? I bring in dead bodies. I mean, it's just unbelievable, folks, the way they put out. In fact, you guys can look that up. It was on Infowars, I think Saturday. Just type in, in Egypt, fake massacre video. And then it shows it clearly fake massacre video. And our media goes and films that, probably is directing it. And then goes, look at the massacre. So if 10 get killed, our media says 100 got killed. And again, I'm not even taking sides here. I believe in not having all these foreign entanglements like George Washington said. Yeah, there it is. Video shows fake Muslim Brotherhood protesters staging deaths and injuries. I mean, we got to get somebody to do an article on that and then tie it into, in Iran, the lady that gets shot and the blood comes out her mouth, turned out that was fake. I mean, not everybody's a good actor like Barack Obama. When he lies to you, it actually comes off like he's telling the truth. I mean, it's hard to find liars that good, folks. He's better than Bill Clinton. But these guys, when they do this, the fake stuff, it's just ridiculous. It's very bad acting. And my point is that this isn't being done for American interest to begin with. It's bad enough to do corrupt, underhanded things in desperate situations to preserve the basic foundation of liberty. That's how all this evil started. They got good men to do bad stuff in the name of, well, the communists are so bad, let's stage a false flag in southern Vietnam so that we can, get the people behind us and blame it on the communists, because they'll do a greater evil if we don't. You don't become the good guy out of that. You become the bad guy. We're back live, ladies and gentlemen, about to go to your phone calls. Meanwhile, we've got financial news coming up. $2 trillion plus dollars. Fed's ownership of U.S. debt breaks the $2 trillion level for the first time. China has over $1.5 trillion of the debt, but the private offshore, mainly European banks that pose as the Federal Reserve, don't you love the fraud of these people? I mean, if Hitler would have called himself the Federal Reserve, he'd be in charge right now. Just came over, built white buildings, called it federal, paid off some politicians. That'd have been the end of it. But you roll in with tanks, people resist you. But you roll in with guys in suits, economic hitmen, it's over. So that's some of the news I've got on that front. But the Atlantic magazine plays down America's debt burden. Yeah, because it's all financed and run by those big banks on record. People that own it and run it are all hooked into that. And so, of course, they want you all in debt to them. It's all just fiat made-up numbers. And then they get the whole world. They get all the real assets because the public doesn't understand how this stuff works. The people perish for lack of knowledge. Health and Human Services introduces a video competition to promote Obamacare for young people, because you got to find somebody who's like 12 years old and doesn't know what planet they're on, or they'll find out what a scam Obamacare is, to put out videos and then be featured on national television in Health and Human Services propaganda. Health and Human Services is really globalist. You can go to Infowars.com/Paul and find the hundreds of films that got made on every subject under the sun to help wake people up. That's what this is all about, is countering their propaganda. Obama goes out and gives speeches saying, I need you to get organized to come after the guns with me. I need your help. I need you to get organized to help keep Obamacare to get implemented. They don't know. Folks asked why we did a $115,000 film contest, and then now you see the White House with taxpayer money, a eugenics operation. You should look that up to where it was set up to carry that garbage out. But there's an example of it. Taxpayer money, $30,000. We did $115,000 of money I really didn't have. I mean, I'm spending everything coming in here to put on a full resistance to to wreck the healthcare system and bring the country down. I mean, that's absolutely what it's for. That's not rhetoric. We've got to go out and reach these dumbbells somehow and explain to them, look, forget the Republicans, okay? The fact is Obama is the closer for the globalists to collectivize this country for offshore corporations to implode all their competition.